A dirty and kinda desperate move on Young and Restless really set off some fans of the soap, who are now thirsty for the return of a psycho. Although we've had one crazy after another on the show in recent months, viewers are ready to go there again, and it's all in the name of revenge. The world of the Young and the Restless has never exactly been a sanctuary for the faint of heart. Over the decades, Genoa City's glittering facades have hidden backstabbings, betrayals, and more romantic triangles than a geometry teacher could dream up. But this week, even for seasoned soap fans, the ones who have weathered false deaths, identity swaps, and long-lost evil twins, the latest plot twist hit like a champagne glass shattering on the marble floor of the Grand Phoenix. And the way fans are reacting, oh, it's not just your usual round of tweets and Reddit rants. This dirty move has sparked a full-blown fan rebellion, with some viewers calling for revenge storylines so wild even Y and our writers might blush. The move that started it all without spoiling the entire week's worth of episodes for anyone still catching up. And because CBS lawyers have no chill, here's the short version. One of Genoa City's most beloved characters, someone fans have spent years watching claw their way to stability and happiness, just got thrown under the bus. Not figuratively, not emotionally, but narratively. And the bus driver, a rival character who's been a slow burn antagonist, weaving subtle manipulation for months. They finally played their masterstroke, using a private, vulnerable moment to publicly humiliate their target, ruin a crucial business deal, and drive a wedge in their romantic relationship. The kicker: the writers didn't just let this blow up in the victim's face, they stacked the deck so the character couldn't even defend themselves. Evidence was destroyed. Witnesses lead and one supposed friend stood there, letting it all happen, like they were watching the fireworks. On New Year's Eve. Why this feels different than the usual soap shenanigans. Fans are no strangers to Y and our drama. Betrayal is practically Genoa City's main export. But what made this twist feel particularly cruel wasn't just the act itself. It was the timing. The victim had just rebuilt trust with an estranged family member, been offered the kind of career breakthrough that could have rewritten their whole life story, moved past an old scandal that took years to resolve. This storyline undid all of that in one fell swoop. Months of emotional growth and redemption arcs gone. Just poof. On social media, longtime viewers are using words like character assassination, lazy writing, and gut punch to loyal fans. One user even posted, "I've watched for 25 years. Never thought I'd see them undo years of character work in literally 5 minutes of screen time. This isn't drama, this is sabotage." The fandom goes on the offensive. If CBS execs thought this twist would get people talking, mission accomplished. But the problem? A whole lot of that talk is rage. Within hours of the episode airing, Twitter X saw the hashtag justice for spoiler trending in multiple states. A fan-run Facebook group for Y and are swelled by thousands of new members in a single day. All to discuss this storyline, TikTok creators began making reaction skits, where they literally threw shoes at their TV screens during the reveal scene, and then came the demands, not polite, "Please make this right" asks, but full-throated calls for payback. The wild revenge scenarios fans want. Soap fans have always been some of the most creative armchair writers in the entertainment world, and they wasted no time plotting their dream vengeance arcs. Some of the most popular fan theories, wishes, include the long game trap. The wronged character pretends to forgive their rival, lulls them into a false sense of security, then dismantles their life piece by piece over several months, stealing their job, their relationship, and even their friends. Secret ally reveal: a mysterious new character comes to town, turns out to be a secret relative of the victim, and works behind the scenes to set the antagonist up for a public downfall. The return of a deadly ex, the victim's most dangerous former flame resurfaces, teams up with them for revenge, and makes the villain regret ever crossing them. Corporate coup: the victim orchestrates a hostile takeover of the antagonist's company, turning their empire into dust and their name into a business school. Cautionary tale: courtroom showdown. The entire mess lands in court, where surprise witnesses and hidden video footage reveal the truth in front of everyone, complete with the classic gasps from the gallery moment. The actor reactions: art or agony? Interestingly, in recent press interviews, the actors involved have been teasing the fallout but staying suspiciously vague about whether justice will be served. One cast member, when asked about the backlash, smirked and said, "Let's just say, Genoa City has a way of evening the scales. You might think you know where this is going, but you don't." which of course only made fans more impatient. If the scales are going to be evened, they want it yesterday. When fiction feels personal, there's a reason fans are taking this so personally. Soap opera storytelling isn't like a primetime drama that runs for a few seasons. These shows have characters and family histories stretching back decades. People have grown up with these storylines. When writers make a bold move that feels like it tramples a character's entire journey, it can feel less like fiction and more like watching a friend get betrayed in real life. It's the emotional equivalent of following a friend's messy breakup for years, cheering when they find love again, watching them finally land their dream job, and then seeing someone sabotage it all just to score points. The business behind the drama. Some fans suspect there might be a reason behind the dirty move. Beyond pure storytelling, industry insiders know that soaps sometimes write big shit to cover for contract disputes, actor departures, or hiatus last minute. Casting changes, sweeps weak ratings, pushes. If any of those factors are in play, it could explain why the storyline feels rushed, and why the victimized character was put through the ringer so quickly. But even if that's the case, many fans argue the execution could have been smarter, leaving room for both drama and respect for the character's history. What happens next? Here's what we know for sure. The fallout from this betrayal will stretch over at least the next month of episodes. The antagonist isn't exactly untouchable. Their arrogance could be their undoing. The wronged character has at least one secret card to play, though. Whether they'll use it immediately is unclear. And let's be real, Y&R thrives on the long game. If the writers are smart, they'll turn this outrage into a slow-burn payback arc that leaves fans screaming at their TVs, in a good way this time. Fan threat level boiling right now. The energy in the fandom feels like a simmering pot ready to overflow. People aren't tuning out yet. They're watching closely, waiting for signs the writers get it. If Y&R delivers a satisfying payoff where the villain gets their comeuppance, this could go down as one of the most cathartic storylines in years. But if they let the antagonist skate away without consequences, let's just say, there are already whispered threats of mass DVR deletions and streaming cancellations floating around soap forums. Why? This might actually be brilliant storytelling. Here's the funny thing about soap outrage. Sometimes, it's exactly what the writers want. If everyone's talking, sharing theories, and taking sides, the storyline has done its job. A safe, predictable arc might make fans nod and say, "That was nice," but a controversial twist that sparks passion. It gets people watching live, instead of on delay. It fuels debates, fan art, and yes, even angry Twitter threads. So maybe, just maybe, this dirty move is actually the first step in a masterfully planned redemption epic.